with fever and headache and cold. But maybe I'm trying my level best to take a class. Okay. So,
कौन पलाश अपने बिल्डिंग में रहता है कहाँ कौन से फ्लोर पे
Mr. Aravind Burla,
अभी लिखा भी नहीं वे छूती है वो यहाँ पे नहीं रहता है किसने बोला तुझे
Mr. Aravind,
देखा है मैंने
how many times I should tell, man? Please make sure that at least you should know that you are speaking. By listening to the class, you'll come to know that you are speaking, and everyone is hearing your words. Sometimes it's a bad words we are hearing. Okay, please make sure that you're always very, very, very cautious in joining the class. Okay, I'm really sorry to say, sometimes we are hearing the very bad words. Please, it's your responsibility to make sure that you will follow the minimum guideline where you are going to join with mute. Okay, please. So main point is you need to listen after joining. You need to listen what you are trying to say. Everyone is able to hear all. Okay, right. Okay, guys. By default, yes. Till now, whatever I discussed is mainly we are discussing about JPA. JPA is nothing but Java Persistence API, which is mainly useful for saving the data to the database without rewriting the code if we change the database. Unlike JDBs, the main key principles of JPA are generally every Java class is a table, every Java property is a column, every instance of the Java class is a database row. Based on these three key principles, JPA is going to work. As of now, what we have done is we have created a Spring Boot application with three dependencies we have taken. The first dependency is Spring Web, that's a web application, and also Data JPA, that's our JPA framework, and H2 database, which is in-memory database. With this example, whatever I conveyed the message in the demo class, we no need to write any configuration, we no need to write any installation, we no need to focus on any configuration activity, all those things. Whatever I told, right? We are going to showcase along with this particular example. Okay, we are taking three dependencies: data JPA, Spring Web, as well as H2 database. And we are creating a model class where we are listening to some, where we are discussing with some annotations at the rate of entity, which is going to create a table with the every Java class is a table, right? So by default, you need to have at the rate of entity, which is going to create a table. Default name of the table is by default Christopher Ami. I am sharing the code. Are you joining for today? Christopher, can you speak bees if you don't mind?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes.
Yes,
So
it's my first day today.
is your first day?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, still okay. Sir, you need to get access to Google Classroom.
Okay,
Our
sir.
entire code will be there in the Google Classroom. It's a zip
Okay.
file. Okay, please get in touch
Okay.
with your admin and make sure that you are having a Google Classroom access. And please get the recorded videos of the previous 10 classes. Okay.
All right, sir.
And if you feel that because my morning today only my morning batch is started, You can get the details of morning batch. You can miss these 10 classes by joining in the morning also. Okay.
Um,
Those who
one
missed
did.
my any of the class, you can join in that batch only for missing classes. You can get in touch with admin and get the same. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. By default, at the rate of entity, which is going to create a table, default table name is a class. But if I want to have Java, our own naming conventions, database, our own naming conventions, where if you want to customize the table name, I don't want the class name as a table name, where I can write at the rate of table with value, name as a TBL underscore ticket. That's the first annotation. And every column is a Java, every Java property is a database column. But again, at the rate of column is which is going to customize your column name. And at the rate of ID, which is going to generate a primary key, and at the rate of generated value auto generation, which is going to framework is going to generate this particular auto generation value. By default, it is going to take care of that auto generation value, and which is going to have this particular annotation. Then we are going to take care of repository annotation, which is called as a data access layer or a data access object, which is going to have an annotation called as at the rate of repository, which is used to take care of establishing a connection to database, working with the database. All these driver manager that get connection, prepared statement, execute update, set SQL, all those JDBC boilerplate dirty code. That entire code is available in at the rate of repository, which is used to write where you no need to write any code. And framework is also thinking for every table, there are common operations like retrieving the data, creating the data, updating the data, deleting the data. That is called as CRUD operations on every table. So by default, developer has to write the same code: insert, update, select, delete. All these statements will be written by the framework. By default, it is going to have Spring Boot completely automated the CRUD operations code, and developer no need to write any boilerplate code to perform CRUD operations. By default, find all, find by ID, save, as well as delete. By default, everything will be taken care by with this particular annotation. Okay. So by default, it is going to take two inputs, model class name or a table name, as well as data type of the primary key. By default, these are the two key parameters, so that you no need to write any code to insert the data, to update the data, as well as to delete the data. Framework is giving a predefined method called as find all, which is giving all the data, find by ID to specific data, save, insert or update, delete is a delete. All these operations are given, and we are going to write this particular code today in the service layer, where we are going to write a service layer, which is nothing but I'm mentioning the service layer as at the rate of service. So this is what so far I discussed till yesterday. And anyone has any questions so far, so that I'll proceed further on today. So whatever I mentioned till now, in the last two classes, I discussed the same, but I'm going to discuss for today. Anyone has any questions before I proceed further today? Okay, everyone is cool. Now I'm taking at the rate of service, and I want to, what is the business logic in service layer? We will write our business logic. What is the business logic? Sending the data to the database, right? That is what our business logic, right? Already we have written ticket DAO that will have all the database operation, right? So what is the code we'll write in regular code? Ticket DAO is equal to new ticket DAO, right? This is a specific code we will write in regular programming. But object creation, object management, and object destruction, everything to be managed by the framework only. Am I right? So which is going to be in Spring, we are going to write at the rate of auto wide private ticket DAO, ticket DAO. This is what is that Spring code. Okay. Whatever this meaning is, instead of writing this particular code in Spring, we can write like this so that this is the instance of this class, and wire automatically this object is created, wire it to this class. Whenever this class is getting created, please create an object of this using dependency injection. So we are not writing a code to create an object, to manage that object, to destroy that object. I'm just writing auto wired. What is the meaning of auto wired means? Please check whether ticket DAO is available in the memory. If it is not, it will create for the first time. If it is available, by default, it will take into the IOC container. That is called as at the rate of auto wired, which is nothing but ticket DAO, where you are going to have a common operations with ticket DAO. Okay, right. Next point is where we need to focus on. Okay, Manasa ma'am, can you switch off your camera, please? Thank you.
Oh, very sorry.
No problems. By default, this is a ticket DAO where we are going to have this particular ticket DAO. Right. Next one is I'm going to write a code, retrieve all tickets. This is my first code. Okay. Create ticket or retrieve single ticket and create ticket and update ticket and delete ticket. This is my business logic. We are going to write inside my service layer. So which is equal to public iterable of ticket. What is iterable, sir? In core Java, what is the meaning of iterable? What does it indicate? What is the meaning of iterable, guys? No one heard about iterable.
Interface.
It is a data structure in Java which is to represent a collection more than one value, where I can iterate, I can loop through. Am I right? So which is the equipment iterable of ticket, get all tickets. Which is nothing but so what is the meaning of here? 1 second, guys, 1 second, please. Yes. By default, public iterable of ticket, get all tickets, where I'm taking return ticket DAO dot. Sir, I didn't write anything in ticket DAO. Did I write anything in ticket DAO? No code I wrote, right? No abstract method I wrote. But how these methods came? Can when someone tell me through object-oriented concepts? Sir, I didn't write anything in ticket DAO, but when I click on dot, how these values came?
Sir, actually, we implemented the repository, CRUD repository. That's why all the methods coming from the CRUD repository.
Exactly. Perfect. Exactly. That's the right answer. So already CRUD repository is having all the methods. and we added inheritance to that, and we are getting all the methods. So that the first method I wrote, all tickets means find all, right? Find all. That's it. What is going to do that? What is the find all is going to write a code? Select a star from TBL underscore ticket. This is a query. It is going to be triggered. Select a star from TBL underscore ticket. All data will come as a result set, and the result set will be converted into IEEE of ticket. So JPA will take care of binding this data. Okay, JPA will take care of binding the data.
But ticket DAO seems to be an interface, right? If I remember correctly.
Correct, but it doesn't matter, right? Whether it's interface or whatever it may be, framework is taking care of that, right? I'm taking extension here. Framework is, you no need to write a class that implements this particular interface, and you need to override or all those things you need to write. Spring is, it's a Java class, whether it's a class or its interface, you don't need to worry about that. Okay.
So, okay. No, because from my understanding, for interface, we can't create an instance, right? For class
Correct,
only,
sir.
yeah.
Correct. But what we'll do here in real time, I will create a class and
Okay.
I will implement that interface.
Yes.
I'll take that class. Correct?
Yes.
No need to do that. It internally creates a class
Okay.
and internally do that. You need to worry about. That's the
Okay.
point. It's a good question, really a good question. Yes, it's correct. Okay, right. So JPA will take care of transforming result set into Java object. What is result set? Database result set, right? Transforming database result set into Java object. Am I right? What do you mean by transforming? By default in JDBC, you will write a code, right, guys? Result set dot int of set first Z record, second record. Lot of code you are going to write, right? So that boilerplate code you need, right? JPA is going to take care of that particular code. So that is the first method. That is, you are no need to write any database code. By default, find all is going to take care of that. It is going to do that. Clear? Right. Sir, everyone is clear on the first method? Please ask me if you have any questions immediately. And once everything is over, sir, my internet is not good. I am little bit busy on other things. Can you teach me once again? Please don't. I don't want to encourage that kind of scenarios. You dedicated your 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. to me. You need to make sure that 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. you need to focus on class. I don't want to hear any noise, any voice, any extra discussion. It's a humble request. Sir, my internet is not good. I'm not responsible for that. Sir, I'm not able to understand. I'm not responsible for that. Ask the question till you understand. That is what I want to encourage. Okay. As of now, any questions, guys, please?
Yeah, sir, one thing I want to understand, written at that AutoWire. So AutoWire, how it works internally, that I want to know.
Yes. By default, AutoWire automatically wire it. What do you mean by wire? You see, ticket DAO has any object called as ticket DAO in IOC container. In 3 days back, I mentioned, right? Whenever you have a bootstrap class, which you have at the rate of Spring Boot application, which is by default taking all Java classes in the bootstrap package and bootstrap sub package. All these things will be registered to IOC container, right? In the similar way, ticket DAO also will be registered. Okay. By default, I'm telling that if it is already registered, whatever the memory pointer with the ticket DAO is having, that memory pointer will be allocated. If it is not registered, it is going to create. Internally, it is having a singleton design pattern. Is that object is available or not? If it is not available, it will create. If it is available, it will share that instance. That is the typical meaning of at the rate of auto while. Is that clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear. Thank you.
Hello, sir. I have one doubt.
Mhm.
Actually, ticket DTO, right? It's
It
created
is
on
not
object.
DTO. It is not DTO. It's a
Sorry,
D.
DAO. It's a class, not an interface. Interface also it at OL.
Just know it's not a class. It's interface.
Yeah. Yes, I'm
Just
little bit
know the same.
class and interface both are the same working at OL, right?
Yes. For Spring, it doesn't matter whether it's a class or it's interface. I clearly mentioned just now only, but I will repeat once again. In real time, if you have an interface, how you will write the code? You will write a class and you will implement that. That's what I mentioned. Prerequisites to join my courses: core Java, which is having collections, data structures, object oriented concepts. Did I mention these points right? Okay. By default, whenever you want to have an interface, you will write a class and you will implement that interface, and you will write abstract methods, and you will take an instance to that class and you will call that particular interface. In Spring, you no need to write that particular code. Everything will be taken care by the framework. Just now, one participant asked the same question. I repeated. Is that clear to you?
Yeah, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions, guys, so far?
Hello, sir. One
Yes.
question
Mhm.
on this at the rate NO AutoWare part.
Mhm.
Hello.
I am able to hear your voice clearly. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. One thing, just we know that we can't create the object of the interface. So is it like the Spring Boot is implementing that CRUD repository and creating the object? Is it like that?
Yes, correct. Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other?
And the last question, how is it injecting the object? It's by name, by type.
It is by default, it is going to take by name. Okay.
Okay.
Any other? Okay. Now retrieving a single ticket, public ticket, get ticket. It should be a integer. I mean, it should be input, right? Integer ticket ID. Right? Am I right? Why I didn't write IEEE ticket? Because I only need I'll get a single ticket, right? Public ticket, get ticket, integer ticket ID. So which is equal to return ticket DAO dot find by ID, which is nothing but ticket ID. What exactly find by ID is writing the code is, okay, select a star from TBL underscore ticket, where ticket underscore ID is equal to ticket ID. This is a query it is going to write internally. Understand? Find by ID is going to write a code like, okay, what is the code it is going to write? Select star from TBL underscore ticket, where ticket underscore ID is equal to typically ticket ID. Clear, guys? But here, if you see find by ID, what it is returning? Optional. Anyone knows about optional keyword in Java 8? It's a core Java, but Java 8 core Java. What is the meaning of optional?
Sir, if find by ID will not return anything or it will return null, then it will handle that.
Perfect answer. Perfect answer. It's a good answer, but let me repeat for everyone's sake. Okay. By default, I don't know, find by ID always gives a value. Assuming that if I pass a ticket ID which is available in database, then I will get ticket object. If I pass a ID where ticket ID is not there in the database, then it will give null value, right? And if you access ticket dot get passenger name, you will get a null pointer exception, right? Yes or no? Sir, by default, you don't know whether ticket object is going to be populated. You don't know whether ticket object is not getting populated. It all depends on the input which you pass. And you want to minimize the null pointer exceptions. That's why optional keyword is introduced. What does that optional keyword is? Assuming that if the given ticket ID is there, it will process here. If it is not there, dot or else other object. I want to print a dummy ticket object. Okay. What is that it is returning is? Please listen guys carefully. First it will check, is this giving a ticket object or not? When it will give ticket object, whatever the ticket ID I am passing, if it have a ticket object, it will return here only. It will not call or else method at all. It will never call or else method at all. Assuming that given ticket ID, which is not there in the database, then it will focus on a dummy ticket object saying that ticket object will be there, but passenger name is null, travel date is null, all those things will be null. Maybe I will explain this during execution. You'll clearly know execution time, what exactly or else is going to do that. But let me repeat here once again. By default, find by ID is giving optional return type. What is the meaning of optional means? What exactly the meaning of optional means? To avoid or to minimize null pointer exceptions. Sometimes we may get a data, sometimes we may not get the data. Whenever we pass a ticket ID which is there in the database, that time we'll give a ticket object. Whenever we pass a ticket ID which is not there in the database, which is not going to return the data. By default, ticket DAO dot find by ID, which is giving the data, then it will return immediately. If it is not there, then it will call or else and a new dummy ticket object will be set. That is a typical history of optional keyword. Is that clear? As of now, any questions here on or else?
So what is the benefit of returning this dummy object at the
It's your choice. It's your choice what you want to return. It's not dummy, it's my logic.
okay.
If your ticket object is not there, what do you want to return? You should tell me. Optional is don't return any null object. You return something. It's your choice. When the ticket ID is not there, what do you want to return? You can throw exception, or you return dummy ticket object,
Yes.
or you can run. It's your choice. Or else
Okay.
is going to take care of that to return something. That is optional.
Mhm.
In my case, I am returning a dummy object.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So my thought was, if you are returning dummy object, it will means it will be like an one single object. Means it will be an single row from the. It will be act like as an a single row from the database. Seems like, and if you will not check the data inside this object.
By default, unless until it doesn't have a primary key and it is going to be persisted, it will never save the database. Okay.
Okay.
Everyone is clear so far, guys? I observed that There are two participants just now joined. Who is the two participant, guys? If you don't mind, at 9:35, if you are joining to the class, what is the advantage you will get?
Hello, sir. I joined just now. Actually, I was stuck in the office meeting, so I couldn't join early. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm just calling back.
That's fine.
I
You have
mean,
a recording option, sir.
through
You
the
have a recording option. I mean, you are option.
no,
You are
sir.
having a. Okay, sir. If you miss the class, you will be losing. Okay, please kindly make sure that tomorrow you join at the rate, because 9:40 is 9:36 means it's a very late, right?
Yeah, I understand.
And one more. Who is that?
I
One more.
mean,
That's fine, Venkat. That's fine. Thank you. Thanks for your humble answer. Thank you. And who is that? One more. Apart from Venkat.
Yeah. Hello, Vijay. This is Srinivas here. Yeah, I also joined. I had another production call, so I couldn't
Okay.
able to join.
Okay.
But I had a recording option, so
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'll go through that and
Thank you,
follow
sir.
it up.
Thank you. Just like I'm just worried actually. Just think about from my point, 9:40 you're joining means just I'm worried actually. Okay. That's but I'm happy with the two answers.
Yes, sir.
I'm
I mean,
really thankful. I'm really thankful to you people. So thanks for accepting and thanks for speaking. Most of the people will not speak. Okay. We can easily track who joined late, but it's up to them. That's why. But I'm happy with the two answers. Thank you, really. Yes. Next, I'm going to create object, inserting the data, right? Public ticket, create ticket, ticket, ticket object. Okay. Return ticket DAO dot save of ticket object. So here, save method in this context, save method, it will insert the record or update the record. It's going to insert the record as well as it is going to update the record. Understand? It is going to insert the record or it is going to update the record. But when it will insert, when it will update, there are three cases. First case, case one. If ticket object dot get ticket ID, if I am not setting any ID, null. If I'm not setting any ID, it will insert the record. This is the actual scenario. Case two. If ticket object dot get ticket ID, which is not equal to null, I'm setting some ID, but not there in database. That time also it will insert the record. Okay. Two cases I am talking here. It all depends on how ticket object is populated. Save method is taking care of inserting as well as updating. Okay. The insertion will happen in the two cases, whether I'll not populate any primary key value so that it always inserts. If I'm intentionally populating and if the data is not there in the database, the primary key is not there in the database, it will insert the data. And case three, if ticket object dot get ticket ID is not equivalent to null and it's there in the database, update the record. Okay. So these are three cases we are going to have with the save method. Understand everyone? So save method, it may act as inserting the data. Save method, it may act as updating the data.
Hey, quick question. The ticket ID, it's auto-generated.
Correct.
So can you set the value manually also?
Yeah, you
Even
can
if-
set it, right? You can set it, right? I can create.
Okay. So let's say we are generating a sequence. After
I'm sorry.
ticket number 1, 2, 3, if I
Yes.
set my value manually as 5,
Yes.
so the next value it generates is 6, right?
Now your next value will be 6.
6. The 4 is lost.
Correct.
Okay.
Always maximum of ID plus 1. I'm really sorry, guys. Please bear with me. Any questions, guys?
So,
Yes, ma'am.
so what is the purpose of having case one? If the ticket ID is null, then would that like
Mhm.
create a suppose if ticket ID was the primary key and in case one ticket ID is null and in that scenario we inserted a record, would
Correct.
that create a null primary key?
No, no, it is auto generated, right, madam?
Yeah.
It's auto generated means framework will generate the value. I am not setting the value. Framework is going to set the value.
Hmm. So
Understand?
in that case, then how does null get triggered?
Null will not trigger,
Case one
madam,
gets
but you please listen. Okay. Who will pass the data? Front end people. What they're going to pass, assuming that ticket object is equal to new ticket. Something like front end code they will write. Okay. Assuming that this is a front end code they will write. Ticket object dot set passenger name Vijay. All the data they will pass. They won't set for ticket ID. That is the meaning of null. Front end people, they will send all the values except ticket ID because they think that it's auto generated. Does that mean clear? Ma'am, is that clear?
Yes, sir. So
Fine.
another doubt.
Yes.
In that find all operations, we are no, in the find by ID operation, we are searching by the ID, right? So
Correct.
the input has to be the ticket ID, but it is
Correct.
auto generated in our program. How do we know
Correct.
how to
By
search by?
default, good question. By default, in a real-time application, you will call this find all first. You will get all the tickets, right, ma'am? In Amazon,
Yeah.
you will get all the products, right, ma'am? First, you will call find all. In the find all, you'll get all IDs, right? ID and all those things, right? And whenever you click on the grid, whenever you click on the first item, you always have ID, right? Internally, that ID they will pass.
Okay, sir, understood.
Yeah. And to add some more clarity to your question, by default, find by ID always looks for primary key. But if I want to search the data with non-primary key, we have an option which I'm going to discuss after 3 classes. Okay. As of now, find by ID is only looks for primary key only. Okay. If I want to search the data apart from primary key, advanced data JPA is there, which we need to discuss. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Everyone is clear, right, guys?
So what about the case 2?
Case 2 is intentionally I'm setting a value like ticket object dot. I can set it, right?
Okay, so so I get it. That when sending the object.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Next. First I will write up delete ticket, then I'll go with update ticket. So public void delete ticket integer ticket ID ticket DAO dot delete by ID, which is equal to ticket ID. What does the delete by ID is going to do? That is, it is going to write a code internally, delete from TBL underscore ticket, where ticket underscore ID is equal to ticket ID. It is going to internalize the code. By default, it will not return how many records it deleted. It will not return. Okay. By default, framework is going to take care of delete by ID. It is not returning anything. Why? Okay. Right. So that is a delete by ID specific case. And update ticket. What I'm going to do is, by default, whenever you book a train ticket or a flight ticket, can you change travel date? If you already booked, can you change a travel date?
Yes, sir.
You can change travel date.
No. In the case, if you modify option few of the,
I am
in,
asking in your rail train ticket or flight ticket. I'm asking specifically.
no,
It's
sir.
not. It's
No,
not
sir, not
possible.
possible.
No, sir.
You cannot change passenger name. You cannot change travel date. You cannot change source station. You cannot change destination station. Once ticket is booked. If you want to change, what you need to do here? You need to cancel the ticket. You need to create a new ticket. Only thing is you can update your email ID. Right? So, which is nothing but public ticket, update ticket. What are the parameters? Integer ticket ID, string new email. Just I'm only updating email ID. Okay. For that, I need to get a ticket object, right? So ticket db ticket object is equal to get ticket. I already wrote, right? Get ticket of ticket ID. Okay. We'll get the database ticket object. And to this object dot set email is equal to new email. Now return ticket DAO dot save of DB ticket object. Do you think third case will come here, right? What of the third case? If ticket object dot get ticket ID, which is not equal to null and it exists in the database, right? And it will update here, right? Clear, right, guys? Here save method, which is going to write update TBL underscore ticket set email is equal to new email where ticket underscore ID is equal to ticket ID. So this is a code we are going to write. Is it clear, everyone? So we write the complete business logic of retrieving all the tickets, retrieving a single ticket, inserting data, updating data, deleting the data. Complete service layer logic. Anyone? Any questions, guys? As of now.
In general, when I see this return type, let's say update ticket, we are returning an object of ticket.
Correct.
So,
Save method is always returns a ticket, right? In this year also save method, right? Whatever my DAO layer is returning, the same I'm returning here.
okay.
In case of create also same ticket object, right?
Yeah. Okay. So in general, you see, I mostly came from a C++ background. In general, like, the way we write the code is return success or failure, and maybe the ticket object, if we need, we pass it through a reference for whoever is necessary.
But by default here, pointers, references, all these taken care by the garbage collector. It's a Java will take care. It will not give an option to you to write those references. It's a complex programming, right?
Okay.
Java is a simple programming. You don't worry about references, whether it's a temporary reference or a permanent reference, is a variable reference, is it a object reference, is it all those things will be managed by the
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yes. So as of now, we wrote, what are the layers we wrote till now? We wrote database layer, which is ticket.java. We wrote DAO layer, we write CRUD repository. We wrote service layer, which is a business logic. Now the final, last but not least, which is a controller. We wrote right REST controller and request mapping, all those things we wrote right. But here going to write, which is calling my service. Controller is calling my service. Service is calling my DAO. DAO is calling my database. All those things. Okay. Right. Which I'm going to write a new layer called as controller, new class, which is called as controller ticket controller. So what annotation I need to write here, guys? I already told, right? In my basic classes, introduction classes, at the rate of REST controller,
Just
right?
control.
At the rate of REST controller. And what annotation we can write? Request mapping. Value is equal to slash tickets. Then what exactly it is going to happen? HTTP localhost 8080 slash tickets, right? So whenever this URL is internally invoked, it is going to take care of ticket controller is equal to obj is equal to ioc dot get ticket controller. It internally executes this code. Okay, but inside that we are going to write get all tickets, get create ticket, update ticket, delete ticket. Get ticket. All this is the code we are going to write. But before that, what I'm going to explain is I'm going to refer JAX RS framework. JAX RS framework. JAX RS stands for Java API for REST services. Mainly to useful for REST call. Okay, it is mainly useful for REST call. What exactly a REST call? Is a part of web service. Typically, REST call is a part of web service. What is the typical nature of a part of a web service? Is nothing but heterogeneous communication. If you want how Java want to communicate with C++ or Java want to communicate with Python, Java want to communicate with .NET, heterogeneous languages want to communicate with each other. Heterogeneous languages want to communicate with each other. Typically, we are going to use a REST call, which is called as a part of a web service, which is called as heterogeneous communication. Okay. So in the REST call, we are going to have some verbs or some operations. We are going to have some operations where you can use get verb at the rate of get to get the data, post, or I can say that create at the rate of post, which is to insert the data, update, which is nothing but at the rate of put, which is going to update the data, delete, which is equal to at the rate of delete, which is going to delete the data. Okay. Get, create, update, delete. So maybe I will continue my discussion tomorrow on this REST controller. And tomorrow I'll focus on execution, because I only write code in the last two classes. Tomorrow I will showcase the execution. Like I'll write updating the ticket, deleting all these things. I'll showcase the execution part of that. Okay. So as of now, I'm going to share the code, whatever I wrote here. Somewhere else I created a folder. Topic: ticket booking application till service layer. Okay, guys, I've shared the code to everyone. Fine. Thanks everyone today. We'll meet tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Recording stopped.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.